Hello to all near and far. This is Laura Brocklehurst with Brock11. Today's video blog is titled Don't Shrink to Fit into Places You've Outgrown. You Deserve to Thrive. So, what does that even mean? Let's talk about that for just a minute. In life, it's easy to find ourselves trapped in situations that no longer serve us, and we might even feel compelled to squeeze into spaces that no longer align with our personal growth or even our professional aspirations. However, just as a seedling outgrows its pot, we too deserve to thrive and reach our full potential. It's time to break free from the limitations and embrace the idea that we're meant for more. In my first video blog, I talked about how we're meant to do hard things. We were built to do hard things. And this video blog is going to speak a lot to that. So, in this blog, we are going to explore why we shouldn't shrink to fit into places that we've outgrown, both in our personal lives and especially in our professional endeavors. So let's talk first about embracing our personal growth. In our personal lives, growth is essential for our overall well being and happiness. And it's important to recognize when we've outgrown certain relationships, certain habits, maybe it's beliefs that no longer serve our personal growth. And here's how you can thrive instead of shrinking to fit in. So, the first thing is letting go of toxic relationships. I like to refer to them as unhealthy relationships. Surrounding ourselves with supportive and positive influences is crucial. If a relationship drains our energy or limits our potential or stifles our personal growth in any way, it's time to really reevaluate its place in our lives. We deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift us, encourage our aspirations, and foster personal development. The next thing's all on us. So, really challenging our limiting beliefs. Oftentimes, we will shrink to fit due to our own limiting beliefs, and we might fear failure, very typical, very normal, fear judgment, or just the fear of the unknown. And to thrive, we really have to challenge these beliefs and replace them with empowering thoughts. Recognizing that growth happens outside of our comfort zone, because remember, we were built to do hard things. So embracing new experiences leads to personal development and fulfillment. And then the last thing on the personal growth side is pursuing passions and interests. Sometimes we really get caught up in the day to day, and it's like Groundhog Day. We find ourselves doing the same things over and over and over again. Don't settle for a life that doesn't align with your passions and interests. Embrace new hobbies, explore your creative side, engage in new activities that bring you joy, learn to do something new. That you never thought you'd be able to do. And by dedicating time to what truly matters to you, you're going to cultivate a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The second part of this video blog is talking about flourishing in your professional life. And that means not shrinking to fit in there either. So let's talk about that. So that's similar to our personal lives, our professional journey should be a path of growth and fulfillment. And here are a few ways that you can thrive in your professional life instead of just shrinking to fit. Seeking new challenges is one way. So stagnation can hinder your professional growth. Instead of settling for comfort and familiarity, be open to new challenges and push your boundaries and help. This is going to help you acquire new skills. Embrace opportunities for professional development, whether it's through additional training, taking on big, ambitious projects, or even showing interest in them to your leader, or seeking a new role that aligns with your aspirations. If you're able to do that at your current company, that's fantastic. Make sure that your leaders know what your aspirations are and that you want to stretch what you're doing and do bigger and bolder things. The next thing is building a supportive network. It's really important to surround yourself with colleagues who inspire you, who motivate you. It's important to seek out mentors and professional networks that encourage your growth, and engage in conversation with individuals who challenge your thinking and help you reach new heights. A strong support system can be invaluable in everyone's professional journey. And then this one is extremely important. It's all about embracing change and innovation. So industries and workplaces, they evolve rapidly, and those who resist change risk becoming stagnant within their company. Instead, embrace the innovation, stay adaptable, be open to new technologies. methodologies, and ideas that can help you thrive in your field. So actively seek out opportunities to learn and grow within your professional domain. I mean, no company ever became successful by saying, you know what, we're going to keep doing it this way because it's the way we've always done it. That is a terrible way of thinking, and it can really get in the way of companies' growth, and it certainly can get in the way of a person's individual, personal, and professional growth. So be willing to adapt to change and try new things. In both our personal and professional lives, it's crucial to recognize when we've outgrown certain situations. We shouldn't shrink to fit into spaces that no longer align with our growth and potential. And by letting go of the toxic relationships, or as I like to refer to them, the unhealthy relationships, and challenging our limiting beliefs, pursuing passion, seeking new challenges, building a supportive network, and embracing change, we can thrive and reach our full potential. Because remember, you deserve to flourish in every aspect of your life, not just one aspect of it, all aspects of it. So don't be afraid to step out of the comfortable and the familiar, because that's where growth and fulfillment lie. Embrace the journey of personal and professional development, and absolutely, by all means, refuse to shrink to fit into places that you've outgrown. Um, don't sit at tables that have you on the menu. Sit at tables that have you as a guest. That's really an important philosophy and way of thinking that helps us grow both personally and professionally. So once you've identified the areas that you've been shrinking to fit into, it's important that you take action. But first, let's talk about, how do you identify those areas? Like sometimes this is just a feeling that we have. I'm going to read off some questions that I want you to think about the answers to. And these questions, the answers to these questions, are going to help you identify the areas in your life where you're shrinking to fit in. The first one is, are there any toxic relationships or negative influences in your life that you need to let go of? The next one is, what limiting beliefs have been holding you back, and how can you challenge and replace them with empowering thoughts? Third question, am I dedicating enough time to pursue my passions and interests? I would argue that most people who are drivers, who want to, do the best in everything that they do, sometimes struggle with dedicating time to pursue some of those personal passions and interests. Um, the next question is, in your professional life, are you seeking new challenges and opportunities for growth? Do you have a supportive network that encourages and uplifts you? And are you embracing change and innovation in a professional domain? The answers to those questions are really going to help you identify the areas of your life where you're really shrinking to fit. So once you've identified those, here are some steps that you can take. Number one, let go of those toxic, unhealthy relationships. Take the necessary steps to distance yourself from the people who drain your energy and limit your potential. Surround yourself with supportive and positive influences that uplift and encourage your growth. The next thing is challenging those limiting beliefs. So identifying the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back, and actively challenge them. Replace those negative thoughts with empowering affirmations and embrace a growth mindset. The next step would be to pursue your passions and interests. And I mentioned earlier, this can be hard for people who really are workaholics. It's hard to carve out that time to do those things in your personal life. So make time for activities that bring you joy and align with your passions, whether it's a hobby, a creative pursuit, a personal project. Just prioritize these activities and integrate them into your routine. Seek new challenges professionally. So look for opportunities to stretch yourself professionally, taking on new projects, seeking additional training or education, or even consider pursuing a role or career path that aligns more closely with your aspirations. And then surround yourself with like-minded individuals who inspire and support your growth. Seek out mentors, join professional networks and communities, engage in meaningful conversations that really push your thinking. And don't be afraid to push other people's thinking with your thoughts and ideas too. That's part of stepping out of that comfort zone. And then embracing change and innovation. Stay adaptable and open-minded to new ideas, new technologies, new methodologies. I talked earlier about, if no company can grow and thrive under the mantra of we've always done it that way. and not changing how they do things. And in our personal and professional lives, we have to have that same mindset and be willing to embrace change and innovation. And remember, the journey towards thriving and reaching your full potential, it's going to be ongoing. So continuously assess, continuously take action, and prioritize growth to ensure that you're never shrinking to fit into places that you've outgrown. You deserve to flourish in all aspects of your life, not just certain aspects of your life. So thank you for spending time with me today. Until next time, stay well, and remember, don't shrink to fit into places that you have outgrown. This is Laura Brocklehurst with Brock11, and thanks for stopping by.